Hello guys, hope you're all alright, and today as you can see I'm back again with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking every Fall Guys map so far into a tier list. Now before we get started, if you guys are new around here on the channel, make sure to smash subscribe, turn on post notifications, and smash a like. Also feel free to leave a comment down below as well. So in today's video I'm going to rank all the Fall Guys maps into 5 tiers. So there's going to be a trash tier, a meh tier, an alright tier, a good tier, and a legendary tier. Today I'm going to rank all them maps into them tiers. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So at the moment in Fall Guys, I'm not sure the exact number of maps that there is. I think there's about roughly 25. I don't know if it's the exact number, but I am sure there's around 25 maps. And I'm going to save the 4 final maps for the last 4 ones that I'm going to rank. But the first one I'm going to rank in this video is WHIRLYGIG, and I'm pro keep waffling on. There's going to be 5 tiers that I rank these maps into today. So there's going to be a trash tier, there's going to be an alright tier, there's going to be a good tier, there's going to be a god tier, and then there's going to be a legendary tier. So first off on this list, I'm going to rank the WHIRLYGIG map. Now with WHIRLYGIG, I don't mind it too much actually. It's one of the ones that I like the most, so I'll probably stick it into the god tier. Main reason being I think it's really fun as well. Not too difficult to do, but I do know a lot of like shortcuts and tactics to doing it, and all in all just really enjoying it. I don't think it's that bad at all. So for me, I think the WHIRLYGIG map has to go into the god tier. Next up we have the seesaw map. Now I don't really I can't tell whether I like this one or not, because I'll be honest, I only like it when I get through on it. When I start really struggling on it, I hate it. But saying that, I don't struggle too much on it, it's just I don't really enjoy it that much. I'll stick it into the good tier, because I don't hate it or anything, it's just I don't really think it's that good. Obviously though, with that one you do need a bit of luck to complete it, because everyone just goes running straight through, doesn't care about anyone else, just wants to make sure that they get through. But yeah, I don't enjoy it that much as a map. It's okay I guess, but it's not too bad. Next up on this list we have Dizzy Heights. Now for me, I don't actually mind this one too much. It's okay. I mean, it's not one of my more favourite ones, but it's okay. So I'm going to stick it into the good tier with Seesaw. But with Dizzy Heights, it's good and all that and stuff, and I don't really struggle on it too much. It's just, it's not one of the maps where I look at it and I think, oh yes, we got Dizzy Heights. But then again, I don't really look at it and think, oh for God's sakes, it's Dizzy Heights. I'm just kind of like sort of in the middle with it. Like, I don't really love it, but I don't really hate it. It's just an okay map in general. It's not too bad or anything. Personally, I don't really find it too difficult, but I do know there is a few like bumps that can like catch you up and all that. But all in all, it's not too bad of a map, so I'm going to stick it into the good tier. The next map I'm going to be ranking on this tier list is Gate Crash. Now with Gate Crash, I find this one really fun to do, and I find it fairly easy as well. So I'm going to stick Gate Crash into the God tier. Main reason being, I just don't think it's that hard of a map, and I know I sound like a proper up my own ass kind of guy, saying I don't find all these maps that are hard. But just in general, I'm really good at the game, but I'll admit I do bash it quite a lot, which is why I get the gist of how to do most of the maps. But with Gate Crash, I like it. It's pretty fun to do. It's one of the more like you got time it kind of maps, but all in all I think it's really fun, not too difficult to do. I really like the bit at the end as well where you have to like slide down that thing and jump over the finish line, but I really like Gate Crash and I think it's a really good map. Next up on this list we have DoorDash. Now with DoorDash, I'll probably stick this one into the good tier. Now I don't really hate it or anything, it's not a terrible map, it's just obviously with this one like you need to do a certain tactic because it's luck of the draw. This one, there's not much skill involved. However, on the last 3 rows of doors you can actually tell which one's a real door and which one isn't, because at the very bottom there's a triangle, and the one that's the smallest triangle, that's the real door. But apart from that, DoorDash, it can be really frustrating at times, and it can be like really agitating when you're trying to squeeze through and everyone's there going through as well and you get bounced back, etc. So it's not that good of a map, but I find it okay at times, so I'm going to stick it into the good tier. Next up we have Hit Parade. Now for Hit Parade, I'm going to stick this one into the God tier, because with Hit Parade I don't mind it actually. I do think it's really good. Never really found it that difficult to do as well, but obviously I know the other day we had the mid-season update for season 1, so now you kind of never really know what you're going to get for it. But I think I'm pretty good with Hit Parade and I really enjoy doing it as well. Don't really have any problems with it, don't really have any like things I dislike about it. All in all, it's a pretty good map, so I'll stick Hit Parade into the God tier. Coming up next on this list, I'm going to start ranking all of the team game ones. So this section of the video is going to be dedicated to all of the team game modes. And the first one I'm going to start off with is Team Tail Tag. Now for Team Tail Tag, it's okay. I mean, I don't like it that much. I don't hate it that much. I'm going to stick it into the good tier. It's an okay game mode. It's just obviously with the team ones, you need to rely on having a good team, because you could play really well yourself, then you could have a really bad team that just lets you down. But for the Team Tail Tag one, I have got a bit of a tactic what I do to get through most of the times now, but I can still die due to having a bad team. But all in all, I don't hate it. It's an okay game mode. It's just average at best, I would say, so I'm going to stick that one into the good tier. Next up on this list, we have Egg Scramble. Now, Egg Scramble, I'm sorry, but I'm going to stick this one right into the trash tier. Oh my god, I hate Egg Scramble so much. Now, I won't actually mind it, but like with Egg Scramble, because the teams are so big, there's no coordination whatsoever. Everyone just starts running off, doing what they want. And the thing I hate the most is when you've got an egg and your own teammate tries to grab that egg off you. But why would you do that? Because you're on the same team. But now with Egg Scramble, I dislike it so much. I mean, it can be okay sometimes, but that's very rarely. So for me, Egg Scramble's got to go right into that trash tier. Next up on this list, we have Hoarders. Now again with Hoarders, I don't have as much hatred towards it as I do for Egg Scramble. I just don't enjoy it. I'm going to stick it in the trash tier with Egg Scramble, because with Hoarders, I don't find it that fun to do. It's boring, and it's really difficult as well, like when you don't have a ball in your pit. It's really hard to like get one back. But again with Hoarders, no real reason for it, to be honest. I just don't enjoy playing it. I don't think it's that good of a game mode. I think it's one of the worst team modes in the game. I don't hate it as much as Egg Scramble. I just find it more boring and not as fun to do. Next up on this list, we have Fall Ball. Now with Fall Ball, it's a really enjoyable game mode, you know. When I get it, like, I don't like say, oh, we've got Fall Ball, because I don't enjoy it. I say that because it's just really hard to get through in it. So with Fall Ball, I'm going to stick it into the alright tier, because I don't hate it or anything. But I know they did a new update where sometimes you can get 4 balls at once. Obviously you can get the golden egg that drops in, and if you score with that you get 5 points. Obviously you got the NFL ball that drops in. So in Fall Ball, it's one of the most unpredictable game modes in the game, but it's just the fact how easy it is to lose on it, and your teammates start backing out when you're 2-0 down, because it's so soul destroying when you concede 1 goal. So for me, I'm going to stick Fall Ball into the alright tier. Next up on this list, we have probably my most favourite team mode game on Fall Guys. It is Hoopsie Daisy. For me, that has got to go straight into that legendary tier. I just love it so much that when I see it, I'm really happy that I've got it, because with Hoopsie Daisy, I just really enjoy doing it. Like, even if our team gets beat, I don't really get that mad bit or anything, because I just enjoy playing it, and I'm pretty good at it. I enjoy getting the hoops and that, but all in all, I just really enjoy Hoopsie Daisy. So for me, my personal opinion, it's got to go straight into that legendary tier. Next up on this list, we have one of the bigger team game modes. We have Jinx. Now Jinx, I'm going to say this one into the good tier. Now I don't mind this one. I have actually been the ticker at the start for like 3 or 4 times. That was pretty fun to do, but all in all, I don't mind it. It is really fun. It's one of the more intense game modes. Obviously you got to run away from everybody, and all in all, I just find it really fun. So for me, I'm going to stick Jinx into the good tier. Next up on this list, and for the final team game mode, we have Rock and Roll. Now with Rock and Roll, I'm probably going to stick this one into the alright tier as well, because I don't really hate it or anything. It's just, as a game mode itself, if your team is bad, then you're absolutely screwed for. And again, it's really hard to get a good coordination in your team, good communication, because half of your team might start rolling the ball to the left, and half of your team might start rolling the ball to the right, and before you know it, you've got beat. But all in all, it can be a fun game mode, obviously, like when their team's balls backed into the left corner, your ball's backed into the right corner. It can go on for quite some time as well sometimes, but all in all, it's not a terrible game mode. It's just like not that good in general to me, so I'm going to stick it into the alright tier. Next up on this list, we have Perfect Match. Now with Perfect Match, I don't actually hate this one. I actually really like it. I'm going to stick it into the good tier, because with Perfect Match, personally, I find it really easy to do. It's quite simple, doesn't last that long as well. But with Perfect Match, obviously you can get pushed off, and I've been pushed off a fair few times, and other times I've just died because I've simply got it wrong. But all in all, it's not that hard to do in my opinion. But one of the most satisfying things that happens on this game mode is when loads loads of people drop and fall at once. It's really satisfying when that happens. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good game mode. I think they should add more into the game that like this as well, because I do believe this is the only logic one in the game. But yeah, it is pretty good, so for me it's got to go into the good tier. Next up on this list, we have Tiptoe. Now, as annoying as it is when I die in it, I've got to stick it into the God tier, because with Tiptoe, I really enjoy doing it as well. Obviously, one of the most satisfying things on this that can happen is when you just start diving from the start and guess the pathway. That is the most satisfying thing that can happen on this game, in my opinion. All in all, it's really fun as well. Obviously, it's one of the more intense ones, because you got to try and not get pushed off. And if you are going to get pushed off, you kind of need to get pushed off at the right time. But all in all, I think it's a really good game mode, Tiptoe, so I'm going to stick it into the God tier. Next up on this list, we have probably what is my most favourite game mode that is not final, is Slime Climb. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, that has got to go straight in that legendary tier. Slime Climb is one of the most enjoyable game modes as well. What I like about this one is that a lot of people do tend to get eliminated on it, but all in all, I'm really good at it. I find it really enjoyable and really fun to do, and it's really good all around. There's not a bad word I could say about it. I mean, yeah, I've had my times in the past where I've been shoved off it and that, and yeah, I did get angry, but it is pretty funny if you think about it. But Slime Climb, as I said, is my favourite game mode to do that isn't a final, so for me that has got to go straight up in that legendary tier. Next up on this list, we have Jump Club. Now with Jump Club, I'm going to stick it into the good tier, because I don't hate it that much, but it's an okay game mode. I do find it quite easy to do. It's just one thing that really annoys me is when people start grabbing you and putting you off, then before you know it, your legs have been taken out and you've gone out of the game. But one of the more funny and satisfying things that happens is when you start getting swept around by the green beam. That has happened to me quite a few times. It's actually managed to save me and keep it in the game. But I don't really enjoy it loads. It's just a nice simple one to do, but it can be quite annoying at times, so I'm going to stick Jump Club into the good tier. Next up on this list, we have a Block Party. Now with a Block Party, I don't mind it that much. It's actually pretty good. I really like it. So for me, I'm actually going to stick it into the God tier, because I do get quite annoyed when I die in it. And I mainly do die from people grabbing you and pushing you in that, then you lose your balance. But all in all, I really enjoy it. I find it fairly easy to do, and it's just a nice one that I like doing. But a lot of people do tend to die in this as well, which is what I really like. But all in all, it's not a bad game mode. There's a couple of improvements that could be made to it, but it is pretty good in general, so I'm going to stick it into the God tier. Next up on this list, we have Tail Tag, the solos one. Now for this one, I actually really like it. I do enjoy doing it a lot, so for me, I'm going to have to stick it into the God tier, because it is really annoying when you do lose your tail in the last second and that, don't get me wrong, but I've got a little tactic that I do and it works really well. I just found it as a pretty nice easy game mode to do. Obviously it can be quite intense, it's one of the more intense ones to do. Well in all, not really a bad word to say about these solos, Tail Tag, so for me I'm going to stick it into the God tier. Next up, we have Fruit Shoot. Now for Fruit Shoot, I'm going to stick it into the good tier, because as I'm okay at it, it's just obviously once you start getting hit by them obstacles, you are done for, and it does agitate me quite a lot sometimes, so I probably won't stick it into the God tier. But then again, I probably won't put it into the alright tier, because I do enjoy doing it. It's like a pretty funny one to do. But yeah, I'm going to stick Fruit Shoot into the good tier. The next map I'm going to rank on this list is Rollout. Now with Rollout, I'm going to stick this one into the good tier. Now my reason being, I'm not too bad at Rollout. I get through, let's say, about 95% of the time. There is the odd time that I die here and there, but all in all, I find it really easy. But the main reason I'm sticking into the good tier is I find it quite boring, if I'm honest. Like, you're just basically running around, going over the things, just waiting for the game to finish. It can go on for quite some time. But all in all, it's okay. It's pretty good. I don't hate it or anything. I just find it quite boring, and it can be quite time consuming. Now on to the final 4 maps of the video. The final 4 maps are the finals. So for the first final I'm going to do is the tail tag one. This is basically where the last man standing with the tail wins. Now I don't really like this one. I'm going to have to stick it into the alright tier, because obviously if you start with a tail on this, you've got a very good advantage at winning, because it's not that hard to lose it, especially if there's only like 4 of you playing. I mean, I'm pretty good at it. I've had my fair share of wins on it. I just don't enjoy it that much, and I do lose a lot of games through getting this as a final. So for me, I'm going to have to stick the tail tag final into the alright tier. Next up on this list, we have Fall Mountain. Now with Fall Mountain, I'm gonna have to stick it into the alright tier again, because I used to like it a lot, but lately I've started to go off it. I've not started to win as much in it, and I just don't really like it as a map anymore. I mean, I know they've made some changes in that. It's just quite easy to lose, and it can be quite bollocks sometimes as well. Like, you'll dive and touch the crown, then you'll slide off and it won't even count. Just stuff like that. It's not that good of a map in my opinion. So for me, I'm gonna have to stick the Fall Mountain map into the alright tier. Coming in at the penultimate spot on this list, we have Jump Showdown. Now with Jump Showdown, if I was making this video 2 or 3 weeks ago, there is absolutely no way that was going to make it into the God tier. It was going to go straight down into that trash tier. But with Jump Showdown, I used to be really bad at it. I could never win in it. I lost so many games through that, but I finally won in it, and I'm starting to get really good at it now. I'm really starting to get the gist of it, and I really enjoy doing it when I do get it. So for me, Jump Showdown has got to go right into that God tier. And now finally we have the final map, which is my most favourite map in the game without a shadow of a doubt. We have HEX-A-GONE. Now, no question whatsoever. I'll give an explanation, but I don't really feel like I need to. HEX-A-GONE has got to go right into that legendary tier. Oh my days, I love this map so much. I mean, main reason being it's the one that I'm best at, but I just enjoy it loads. I've got like around 150 wins at Fall Guys whilst making this video. I have won like at least half my games by doing that map. I love it so much. I find it really good to do, and it's just a beast map in general, because I mean, it probably is like, I'd probably say it's the one that I'm best at out of every single map in the game, but I'm just really good at it, really enjoy it, and it's just a really good map in general. I mean, there is a couple of bugs with it here and there, but I think they have been fixed. But yeah, honestly, nothing to complain about with HEX-A-GONE. So for the final map of this tier list, HEX-A-GONE has got to go straight into that legendary tier. And there we go, that is it. So that is my video ranking all the Fall Guys maps into a tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys do see any more Fall Guys content on the channel. Also, if you want to see any more tier list content on the channel. And that's it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give that like button a smash, and I will see you guys in the next one.